It's all good.
Okay, trolling. And now, what are we gonna call it? We need a name for the show. It's gonna be called.
This is episode 1 of the Untitled.
True.
Love and Molly.
Basically the same thing.
Molly and love. Okay, because the thing is dating. This is a big one with us guys
true,
out there.
True.
Okay. So, specifically texting.
Texting?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, you hate texting?
I don't like
question, yeah.
texting.
I feel like you can't really get your emotions across because you don't know how they're saying.
Yeah, you don't know how to
Talking you.
interpret it really.
Do you ever get like nervous about a guy that actually calls you, like just out of nowhere, just kind of calls you?
If I don't know the person, then yeah, like if I literally just gave my number to them. But if I know them, I'm like, yay! Like,
So like, how was like a guy that like just met you like on a street or something like that? He's like, oh, like you're really pretty. You guys had like, let's say a 3-minute conversation, right? And you know, he's like, the next day he calls you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're kind of like caught off guard.
It depends on what the conversation is about. If he was just commenting on like, you know, my exterior, not my like, you know, we're not talking about like real things, I'd be like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, it depends if there's a connection, I guess. Like sometimes you'll find a connection, but a lot of the time you don't.
No? So like, is it more determined on like the actual connection or just like,
Like the actual conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the conversation really.
yeah. Because that's happened before. Like some guy comes up to you, he's like, oh, like you're
Yeah,
so pretty. I'm
It's
like,
actually happened. Like some guy got my number one time when I was in Niagara Falls, and he called me like 5 months later, and I was like, "What? Like I haven't talked to him in the last 5 months." And then
He's like been in love with you for 5 months. And,
I guess, and then that was weird. Like I didn't enjoy that at all. But
So as like a girl, like preferably, let's say a guy got your number. When's actually like a perfect time you feel to actually call you? Or to text you. To actually set something up. Do you feel like it's a little bit like too like needy if he calls you like the next day, or is it like it really depends?
depends how you feel about him. I think for me, yeah.
So
what about like persistence? Say a guy like the first time maybe you're doing
Like how
something.
often he does it, you mean?
Yeah, like maybe the first time you get the text but you just don't respond. You're like doing something.
I think it would still depend on how you feel about him, cause like I don't know. He'll probably catch my drift if I don't answer, like. But I don't know. If he could tell that I like if I like the guy, I would love to talk to him all the time. But like, yeah, that doesn't happen a lot of the time. So it really depends, I guess.
Because like sometimes that'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll like you'll meet a girl and like things will hit off well when you first meet, and then maybe you send a text and she just doesn't get back to it. And then usually what I'll do is I'll wait a few days or whatever, and I'll just send one more text, and if she doesn't respond to that, then
you get the
that's that's a pretty clear message, right? You get the point.
yeah.
But just like I'll send one more just in case maybe she was at work and she forgot about it or something.
Even
But otherwise,
some-
it's like that's pretty much it. Like that's as far
yeah,
as it
like
goes.
even sometimes if it's my best friend, like sometimes I don't always feel like talking, so I don't know, it just really depends, I guess.
So
on
it's
a lot of
nothing.
things.
It's nothing that's really about them. It's like kind of like the
It's
mood
kind
that
of
you're
more
in.
about me, yeah, like
Yeah.
how I'm feeling.
So how about if it was like this, like let's say that you're really busy, you know, you're just in a bad mood. Let's say he sends you like 2 texts. Okay.
Like right one after another.
Not like one after another. Let's say it was like weeks apart, right?
Okay.
So let's say it was a guy that you really like and he keeps on like texting until you get like one tell back. Has that ever happened to you?
That I really like.
Yeah, like he like likes you, like
yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
I
Like
like him as well.
yeah, it's just like, you know, you're probably in like a horrible mood. So let's say like the guy like every week he'll send you like a text, like to hang out, whatever. And like, you know, you don't get back to him like for the first 2 and then like the third one. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, I mean I'd like to get back to him as soon as I can, but I don't like to talk to people whenever I'm in a bad mood because like I don't want to bring them down as well. So
So what do you find like most of the reasons like just not texting guys, like for one, like obviously you're just not interested?
definitely that's my number one. If I don't reply, it's probably because I'm not interested.
And when you guess the other ones is you're in a bad mood?
Yeah.
Or whatever you're wrong.
Yeah.
I've had that happen before too, where like I'll give my number out. I didn't realize girls go through this, but like just recently I gave my number out to a girl it was kind of iffy, and then she just kept like barraging me with like invites after invites after invites, and it was cool, but at the same time it was like, you know, I'm not that interested, but I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be an asshole about it. And I feel like it's a little bit different when it's in your social circle.
That's
because
true.
then you
It
can't
would
really
be.
like, you know what
You
I mean?
can't really ignore them.
Yeah, you don't want to like hurt the person's feelings and then
Yeah.
you know have to see them all the time. But when it's some random person, I don't feel as bad.
True.
You know what I mean? Do you guys ever feel like that?
I actually don't even have a phone right now, so I don't have to deal with any of this.
that's
so,
the solution.
yeah,
That's
I love
that's the
like
fucking
whenever
epic
people
solution.
ask me my number and I'm like, I actually don't have
I
a
love
number.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like I'm so reluctant to get numbers of people that I'm probably not gonna call or text.
Yeah, I usually give out my numbers. I don't know why. It just becomes a habit. It's just
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah.
here, take my number. It's just, I don't know. I just,
Like it could lead to something great, but
yeah. Because I think I kind of understand, like, I don't know, like, just as a guy, like, you ask for numbers so much, where it's kind of just like hit or miss, kind of like, oh, let me take your number. It becomes like such a hassle to even do it.
Yeah, it becomes like a fucking.
Yeah. Like, where you're just, like, now it just kind of gets to the point where I'm just kind of like so blasé, but I'm like,
yeah.
here, take my number. And if they're just kind of like, I'm like, okay, never mind. Like,
There's actually girls like if say you asked a girl for her number and she gave it to you, she would be like expecting you to
Use it.
call her or text her. Like
Yeah.
I've met girls like that, but I mean, some girls really look forward to getting the text or the call.
yeah, 100%.
What do you guys think? Serious question. What do you guys think about like falling in love with somebody?
I
Like,
I want nothing more than to fall in love, but like
Yeah. Like what's
that's
that?
my biggest
What's that
dream.
experience like in your experience? Like, have you ever had kind of like you were feeling chemistry with a guy? Kind of what is that like as it's developing for you and from your point of view? Like, how do you view things?
It's kind of scary because, like, in a way, like, what if love is actually, like, what they say it is, like, super real and stuff? Like, I've never even, maybe I came close, but, like, I don't know, just when you find somebody with a really good connection, like, I've never had it before except with one guy, but nothing really even happened between us, but I don't know. There was
something there. There was
And
some kind of feeling.
It was a
like,
really, really good feeling, like, reassuring that there's people like you in the world, like, exactly like you, and just, it's
oh,
a
it's
good
so
feeling.
sweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, what do you, like, feel like, from what you just, like, said, right? You know, you don't really know what it is. You kind of, like, felt what it is. In your mind, like, what do you think comes along with it to make you love somebody? Like, is it, like, he has to be, like, very connected with me on, like, that level personality-wise, like, sexually, just has to be on point. Like, what to you do you feel in your mind?
Is it the looks? Is it
Yeah.
like anything
Like, what do I
that?
look for in a guy?
No, like, what do you think, like, kind of makes it all connect into, like, love? You know what I mean? Like, what I mean, to be more
Just the
specific.
way you feel when you're with that person, like, things
Yeah.
just flow, you
a
know? For me, anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, just comfortable and, yeah.
Just kind of like, just like a nice flow with that person. It's not,
Yeah.
like, really destructive.
Like, you don't
Kinda
even
like,
have to really try anything, like, it just kind of works out and, like, goes and, like, flows.
Cool.
Would you say it's more so just, like, kind of a way of just kind of just being in a way, like, where you don't have to do much work? Where
Yeah, you don't have to do much work, and, like, it's not that thing where, like, you don't want to text them because you think you're annoying, or you're like, oh, why isn't he texting me? Like, you actually really want to talk to them, so you text them, and you don't give a shit if you're being annoying. Because, like,
You're being yourself.
you're being yourself, and there's that connection, so, yeah.
Would you also, like, say it's, like, more so, like, just being, like, a leader? Like, he just, like, okay, like, what do you want to do today? And he just has the answer to it. Where it's not like you have to, like, oh, okay, let's go to Burger King or something like that. But I don't want to go to Burger. Like, you just kind of like,
Yeah.
let's go to Burger King. And then, you know, like, hey, like, what do you want to do today? I want to do this. I want to go da-da-da-da. And he just kind of has, like, all kind of planned out.
Yeah.
Just smooth kind of sailing. Is that what you, like, mean?
Yeah, I mean, you mean whenever he makes plans instead of me?
Not like, well, not when he makes plans, but he's just very decisive in, like, what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, like, a nice flow to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's kind of choppy, like, where, you know what I mean? You're just, like, with your friends, like, oh, Ashley, what do you want to do? Like, I don't know, like, I just... But with,
Ashley.
yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, just like with him, it's just like kind of like, you know, baby, let's do this. Or he calls
Yeah.
you, like, I have this planned out, like,
Like, it just works out like that.
Yeah, it's kinda
Yeah,
like that.
I would like that. Yeah.
just like kind of like a lead, right?
Mhm.
Cool.
How about for you?
Yeah, I don't really like planning things. So I kind of just like if you were to call up like 5 minutes before, it's like, yeah, let's go do it. Like,
Yeah.
don't plan it in advance because it never
Because then
works
it gives
out.
you time to change your mind.
And you think about it too much. And you're
So-
like, no.
Oh, perfect.
That's cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I would prefer that as well.
Like,
So-
just go with the
What
flow.
about you? Like, what is your process of like meeting a guy for the first time and like how feelings develop? Is it similar or is it kind of different?
I think it's kind of different. Like, I don't know.
Like, think back to like when you met a really like cool guy, when there was chemistry. How did that kind of develop between you two? And like, what was going on your end? What made you get those feelings for the guy?
If he was real and like not fake, or
Like
like, you know,
straightforward.
yo babe, what's up? Like, you know, you look whatever. No, just say like, hey, introduce yourself, and like,
Yeah.
you know,
that's-
talk about something about like real and not about looks, or like, you know, what'd you buy today? Like, to start like fake conversation. You know what I mean? If you actually want to talk about like, just talk about something real and like ask about like what you're interested in, and then go from there. Or, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What do you think of life? I'm just talking. I don't know. It's different with everyone that I meet.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So
Yeah, I know for me, like I like to talk about. This is something I realize I like to talk about things that are kind of deep. I like to go in
Me
deep.
too.
Some girls are not really into that. They're more kind of superficial, and
No,
for
so-
them it's
so
like
many
there's
people are like that.
an instant just like we can't connect, right? Like maybe we can make things work for a little bit, but I like a girl that I can talk about cool shit with, you know? Because sometimes I'll just be walking down the street and I'll be like, man, life is fucking crazy, you know? That's what goes through my head. And then if she's on that same type of that level, that same type of energy as me, then
Yeah.
there's a little bit of chemistry there, you know? But it has to match. That's kind of for me at least what works out.
Yeah, I like to talk about shit. Nothing.
I was like, I don't give a shit.
No, it's not I don't give a shit. It's like more so like I just like say like the most off the wall things are just like in my head, right? Like where other people are just like very deep and it's like, oh my fucking god, whatever. I think it's just like
Yeah, you're different. You're different.
yeah, like it's just like I was like a Mormon. I'm like, oh my god, really? Like this stupidness, right? So I think it's just like who you're talking to, because like there's girls that like love the deep talk, right? And then there's girls that's like love just stupid bullshit that just comes up because it's just so funny. It's like, what the fuck is up with this guy? There's other girls who are just not into it. It's like, this dude's a fucking fool. You know, who wants to talk about philosophy right now? So, you know, you're gonna find, I find it's just kind of like your own niche and kind of girl that you connect with, right? So I don't know, but like something that's like on my mind too is just like thinking deep inside, like what is attractive about a guy? Like what is like that thing about a guy that makes him really attractive, like to you? Like if you can like think so deep,
Good
it's
question.
like what just makes a guy like very attractive? All the guys you've met, what was like the common factor that just made them fucking attractive?
I think that like they're deep, or like talk about like the universe and Earth and like different things that people don't think about every day that aren't, you don't see them, but like, you know, they could be there and you think about different possibilities rather than like, I believe in just science, like, you know, this is there because of this, and I don't believe in.
That's really different. Not a lot of girls would say that.
um,
That's like,
It's kind of like going on right now. Like I've met a few people and I was like, well, I really like you because of this, and you're just like, no, I can't.
So it's like more so like the deepness, like is it like more so their passion behind?
It's more like the connection that we share with it, or like just being able to like conversate back and forth about.
Like a nice kind of flow.
Yeah, and
that
like
person.
kind of grow on each person's opinion.
yeah, and they're not faking it.
No, like they're real.
They're not trying to be a certain person. They're confident in who they are. Like they accept it. They're like, this is who I am. You know, take it or leave it, something like that.
Yeah.
Is it more so you just like feel like you're getting to know them? Like it's just like I think I'm getting to know who you are.
Kind of, and like I can be myself. Like I've met the person once, and like we even just call and like talk about like for hours about random things that are like really cool that I can't share with like other people because they don't understand it, or they're not open minded to these.
Yeah, that's hard to find. That's hard to find.
It's really
Definitely.
cool though when you can connect with.
Cause I know like for some people like, you know, it's like it's more so physical attraction. Other people it's like more so personality kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, other people are just kind of like attracted to like I like the fact that he's just really intense, right? Because I'm like for me personally, I love intense women, right?
Yeah.
So other people are like, oh, like I love sweethearts, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, I love like the sweetheart. Or
Yeah.
like other people are just like, I love the intensity. People are just like, I love connection.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm like trying to understand like on a woman's perspective. Because on a guy, it's like I find it's a little bit more superficial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with a girl, I'm like trying to see like what is that like that.
I like guys who like make me feel things. Like I don't
Oh, it
know.
makes you feel emotions, right?
Like yeah, makes me feel a certain way. Like I don't know how I would explain that, but like I've only met a few people like that. So
Like how about like with that kind of answer, I think it's perfect, right? So how have you ever liked a guy that like made you like brought like a horrible side about you? Like you know what I mean? Like made you kind of hate him at like one point, and then kind of probably changed it around. Probably like had a little tiff or something like that, like a strong emotion.
like I've never really gotten too serious with anybody. So
But it's not even like a serious thing, right? It's like kind of like some guy they said like, oh, like nice feet or something like that. And you're kind of like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, oh, I'm like kidding or whatever. You know what I mean? It's made you like feel something.
something bad or
Yeah, like even like a bad emotion. Just anything, or is it just only good emotions?
well, obviously I've met a lot of guys who have just I don't know like weird shit, but like it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I understand.
like I've come across lots of annoying guys, but like
I mean,
I
like
think what
Like
I think what
feeling
Mars is
though.
trying to say.
of being annoyed by guys.
no.
Yeah,
It's like an emotion.
I think what Mars is trying to say is like, was there ever a situation where a guy has like called you out on something and it was actually
Rude.
it was refreshing because it was something that you wouldn't have like expected from a guy before.
Oh,
whether it be something like negative, like called you out on something just because it was real and it was like pushing you a certain way.
no, not really.
So would you say just like only good emotions that you kind of you like about a guy? Like I know, okay, I know it's kind of like weird, like how I'm like wording it, like. So the question was like, well, not the question, but the answer from you was, they make you feel something.
But like a good
Which-
thing.
which is
like,
awesome,
like
yeah.
a connection, like
Which is sweet. That's,
I know,
yeah.
yeah, like most of it has to be a good emotion too.
Like it not make me feel something by like the way they compliment me, but just like the way I feel when I'm with them and like the way yeah we get along and like yeah just the connection we
It's
have.
like a nice kind of flow.
Yeah.
Alright, they're perfect. And like now, like okay, with guys that you're seeing, like what are your I don't want to say like top 5, but like what are your top things that like screw it up with a guy? Like when he first meets you, what are like the top things that like
that's
fuck
a good
it up?
question.
If he's arrogant, like I really
Yeah.
like arrogance isn't really my thing.
I say lying.
Lying.
I
Yeah,
can't stand liars.
I don't like lying either at all.
If you can tell a guy is just kind of a liar, like
Yeah.
he's not telling the truth.
Yeah, maybe a guy who just is like there to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you know right off the bat, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah. What
I
else?
mean like
I don't know.
kind of like like don't text like a million times a day or whatever. Like what do
Oh.
they do? Like what are like things that they do? Like do they like they're trying to be way too funny over text? Like like certain things like that. It's like kind of like what I mean. Like when we're on a date, they tell me to pay for my dinner. Like
Oh no,
what
I
are-
wouldn't care. I would.
no, I know.
either way.
But you see what I'm trying to say? Like, what are things that like guys do on like a common basis? Like, because obviously you don't hook up with every single one of those guys. Like, what is the common factor of things that they screw up?
Maybe yeah. If they text you and you don't answer, that's cool. But if like I've had somebody text me like literally 17 times without me answering, like do not never.
You
do that.
should have tried 18.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I would have answered, but no, never ever do that. That's one thing. Like, take a hint, maybe.
Have you ever like a guy that's like very blunt with you?
I kind of like the bluntness. I like straightforward people.
Like how he just like walks up to you and it's like, do you know what? I'm not gonna bullshit you. I think you're just fucking gorgeous.
No, I would respect
Alright.
that.
You respect that guy.
Mhm.
Cause like you know, it's kind of like you know, like oh, like
I feel like that would be. I feel like that'd be hit or miss.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
some
it is hit or
girls.
miss. Some
I
like
feel like it'd be hit or miss.
yeah, but like I don't know.
It happens.
It doesn't really bother me.
happened today.
Quite a few times that they're not like, you know, no bullshitting. They're just like, they kept saying it and like around like, you know, you're beautiful and all these things, and I'm like, can you not fucking like go like.
It
You-
really
it's-
doesn't bother me. I just say thank you.
Just say thank you. Is it like more so like what they say or is like how they say it?
It's
'Cause, like,
how
somebody
they
can,
look at
like-
you too.
Pardon?
Like you can sense like some of them are like creepy or like, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, like, you know, like come on, come in. And it's like the energy that they're giving with you. Because some people, yeah, you can be like thank you and like, you know, like
Yeah.
thank you for saying that. But
Mhm.
it's like some other people you get bad vibes from.
Bad
And, like,
vibes.
they're like following me for a second. Like some guy was like kind of walking behind us after, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
creepy. It's
really
like
creepy.
like the way that they approach you and like the way they look at you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of a creepy, like
A mix.
eerie, like they want something
Mhm.
from you.
Yeah.
Like also, like sure, can't forget what that question was. It was actually a really nice question.
Really nice question. It was nice.
What was it? Dates. Does it? No.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I was gonna grab some water. Do you guys want some water?